Coming up, a Lowndes County Middle School student is charged with starting a fire at his school.
And a Georgia congressman faces multiple criminal charges. Your News Valdosta starts now. Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Staci Bush.
And I'm Dave Barry. A Lowndes County Middle School student has been charged with arson after starting a fire in the trash can of the boys' bathroom Wednesday afternoon.
Lowndes County fire rescuers and deputies responded quickly and were able to extinguish the fire before any major damages. An 11-year-old student was identified and admitted to investigators that the fire was started after a dare from another student. The minor had been charged with second-degree arson and has been referred to the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice.
A Valdosta man has been convicted of 5 counts of murder and now must serve 5 consecutive life sentences. Alexander Woods of Valdosta received that sentence yesterday at a Colquitt County courtroom. Woods was convicted of killing 5 people in Moultrie in 2004. These killings are thought to be a drug deal gone bad.
A 26-year-old Valdosta man is under arrest after allegedly attacking his mother. According to the Valdosta Police Department, Dexter Harding cut his 58-year-old mother's neck and then attacked her with a stun gun. Police say this occurred at their home on Bethune Street before the woman managed to escape to a neighbor's house. She was taken to South Georgia Medical Center for treatment. Harding is currently in the Lowndes County Jail and is being charged with aggravated assault.
A grand jury has indicted Atlanta Representative Tyrone Brooks under the allegations that he misappropriated $1 million in charitable funds. U.S. Attorney Sally Yates says there are more than 24 charges pending.
A federal grand jury has returned a 30-count indictment charging Representative Tyrone Brooks with misappropriating almost $1 million in charitable donations that were made to the Georgia Association of Black elected officials and a separate charity that Representative Brooks founded in 1990. The indictment charges that from the mid-1990s through 2012, Representative Brooks solicited contributions from individuals and corporate donors to combat illiteracy and to fund other charitable causes, but that he then used those funds instead to pay personal expenses for himself and for his family.
Brooks says he will only speak about the allegations after he talks to his attorney.
Police have caught 3 burglary suspects in Florida while they were trying to hide there after fleeing Tennessee. The burglars were pulled over after cutting off a Florida Highway Patrol officer. The driver of the vehicle, Heath Sanchez, allegedly attempted to flee on foot but was unsuccessful. Sanchez and the other 2 are charged with grand theft, possession of marijuana, and possession of stolen property. They are currently held at Columbia County Jail with no bond.
Summer is around the corner, and here are a few things you want to know before taking that first dip into a public pool. According to U.S. health officials, human feces taints more than half of public swimming pools. A study done by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says E. coli was detected in 58% of samples from pool filters. Before you take that first swim, shower with soap, wash your hands after using the toilet, and do not swallow pool water.
Coming up, a historical house is moved to a new location.
And Joe and Ewell has our weekend weather forecast. Stay with us.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. A recent study confirms worries that climate change is having a profound effect on the world's tallest mountain, Mount Everest.
Research shows the famous summit has lost 13% of its glacial mass over the last 50 years, with its snowline retracting several hundred feet upwards. As well as being one of the world's most iconic landmarks, Everest and the Himalayan glaciers provide power and water for almost 1.5 billion people in the valleys surrounding it.
A house is neighboring Valdosta State University Center is undergoing construction. News Valdosta's Rizal Buckingham has more on the story.
Thanks, Staci. I'm currently standing in front of the building that was once owned by VSU Foundation as a fraternity house, now under construction. It may seem like it's being demolished, but in actuality, it's being moved. Valdosta State's John Crawford, Chief Executive Officer of VSU's Foundation offices, states that in accordance with the Historical Preservation Commission, the once leased fraternity house has avoided demolition. Members at the Historical Commission explained that this building and several others along Brookwood Drive are based on an architectural design dating back as far as the 1930s. The property has been purchased and sold by many investors along the years until VSU's eventual procurement in 2004. Now, nearly a decade later, the building has been sold to a private investor. The Foundation offices exclaimed that although the building has been sold, the land has not. It will remain a clear area of grass until further notice. The structure and some of its debris is scheduled to be cleared from VSU campus on Sunday. With News Valdosta, I'm Rizal Buckingham.
The UN's food agency is pushing a new superfood group. They say it's got lots of protein, it's very nutritious, and usually has a satisfying crunch. We're talking about insects. The Food and Agriculture Organization says eating bugs may combat global hunger. Insects are already a part of a diet in several parts of the world. The FAO says if more of us start eating these critters, it could help maintain food security and help the environment. Something to chew on when considering your next meal, perhaps.
If you're looking forward to having an outside lunch this weekend, get ready for the hot Saturday.
Our own Joanne Ewell is standing by the Weather Center. Joanne?
Thanks, Dave. Taking a look at your local weather tonight, basically there will be a low of 63 degrees. There is a slight chance of rain with only 10%, so it's nothing extreme to worry about. Just bring those umbrellas out for possible drizzles. But looking at tomorrow's weather, you can enjoy a beautiful day, nice and sunny, a high of 90 degrees. However, make sure you bring those umbrellas out for possible thunderstorms toward the afternoons for 30% chance of rain. Taking a look at our UV index, it will be extreme at an 11, so please be sure to protect yourself and bring out that sunscreen to prevent skin damage. Lastly, we have our pollen at a medium. It's at a 5.4%, slightly lower than it's been earlier this week because of the precipitation tomorrow, but the predominant pollen is hickory, mulberry, and walnut, so please make sure to protect yourselves. That's it for weather. Staci, back to you.
Coming up, we'll have an inside look at how the Lady Blazers are getting ready for the next round of the softball playoffs.
Pierce Mack joins us with all of your sports in just a minute. Stay with us.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. You need something a little more
persuasive.
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Terry!
Take it from me, the King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Valdosta State University, encouraging
in-depth inquiry,
hands-on experience. service and involvement,
and a global view,
while offering
a beautiful residential campus,
over 100 fields of study,
graduate and online degrees,
and championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. A busy weekend is coming up for the Lady Blazers softball team.
News Valdosta's Pierce Mack is standing by in the Sports Center. Pierce?
Thanks, Dave. The Lady Blazers softball team is heating up in their preparation for today's NCAA tournament. News Valdosta's Chris Jones has more on the players as they make another run at a national championship.
The Valdosta State Lady Blazers were hard at work yesterday afternoon as they prepare for this weekend's NCAA Super Regional Tournament. The first game in a best 2 out of 3 series is tonight at 6 p.m. at Steele's Diamond. They're playing the University of Alabama Huntsville Chargers. Head coach Thomas Macera says a few challenges lay ahead for the Lady Blazers.
I mean, we got to bring our A game. I mean, we can't not show up. We have to play hard, or they're just a great team. That's why they're here. And you can put a bunch of hits up, but if you don't put them back, put them together or at the right time with runners in the right position, they don't mean anything. I'd much rather take a 2-out timely hit than, hits just, sprayed wherever. You just can't score any runs that way.
The Lady Blazers are red hot after their big wins against Albany State and Tampa in last weekend's tournament. A big crowd is expected again for this weekend's games. 2013 All-South Region Player of the Year and All-American hopeful Courtney Albritton explains how community support affects the team's performance.
We get those hits sometimes against the whole team on a roll, but when the crowd gets in it, it even makes it better. I've been in a bit of a hitting slump, so I've been working on staying through the ball and then staying down on ground balls, just the normal.
So come out and support your Lady Blazers softball as they take on the University of Alabama Huntsville tonight at 6 p.m. For News Valdosta, I'm Chris Jones. Go Blazers.
Turning our attention to the NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers had hopes that the Eastern Conference semifinals would end quickly, but the New York Knicks said, not so fast. Carmelo Anthony led the charge with 28 points, while Sixth Man of the Year J.R. Smith and Chris Copeland provided a spark off the bench with 13 points apiece. The Knicks lived to fight another day after an 85-75 victory as they force a Game 6 in Indiana on Saturday at 8 p.m. Out west, the Spurs starting 5 scoring in double figures, including a double-double from Kawhi Leonard and 19 points from Tim Duncan. The best news for the Golden State Warriors is that Steph Curry put up 22 points. But sadly, it wasn't enough as the Spurs win 94-82. San Antonio advances to the Western Conference Finals for the second year in a row. They will take on the Memphis Grizzlies, who knocked out the Oklahoma City Thunder earlier this week. And that's a look at sports for today. Let's head back to the news desk with Staci and Dave.
Thanks, Pierce. Coming up, a local play turns into a real cliffhanger.
And we'll tell you what happened this day in history. Stay with us.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands? My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that. Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
I got my MBA online at VSU. As a working mom who travels on business, I needed an MBA program that fit my schedule and allowed me to balance both my work and home life. VSU's Web MBA was perfect. I was able to spend time with my family in the evenings and then complete my assignments. My MBA is one of my greatest accomplishments. It was hard work, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. Don't wait. Start your MBA today.
Welcome back to News Valdosta. If you've been downtown lately, you've probably seen the marquee for a new theatrical play.
And to use a play on words, the show is a real cliffhanger. The 18th is just around the corner, and that marks the last time to see James Yoffe's thriller, Cliffhanger. I had the opportunity to check out the play firsthand yesterday at the Dosta Playhouse. If you're a fan of suspense, you're in luck. Dosta Playhouse has taken local actors and actresses from Valdosta and have put together Cliffhanger.
I expect really good entertainment, a nice, enjoyable evening out.
Family and friends gather to watch the murder mystery unfold.
I'm actually really excited because my friend is in it, Summers Coleman. This is his first adult play, and he told me that it was an exciting murder mystery. So I'm really excited. I like that type of thing.
This play has all sorts of twists and turns that will keep you entertained and on your toes. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, definitely check out Cliffhanger from May 16th through the 18th. With News Vadosta, I'm Staci Bush.
The Mary Turner Project is hosting a memorial lunch in honor of Mary Turner and others who were lynched in the area. The lunch is also meant to reduce racial tension and foster community growth. The event is at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Webb Community Church in Hahira. After the lunch, there will be a short ceremony on behalf of Mary Turner. The public is invited to attend.
If you've kept up with all the Hollywood blockbusters in the last year, you've probably noticed that comic books have inspired more than a few. News Valdosta's Alison Brooke spoke to Kool Comics owner Andre D'Oliver, to find out more about this interesting trend.
Comic book culture is invading every part of America. From video games, homeware, bumper stickers, and clothing, you can find almost any item emblazoned with your favorite crime fighters and anti-heroes. In recent years, Hollywood has picked up on this trend and is increasingly looking for comics for new sources of inspiration. Last week, Iron Man 3, starring Robert Downey Jr., earned $175 million in its first 3 days in American theaters, and audiences can't seem to get enough. The film set the record for the second-best opening weekend of all time, behind another comic book movie, The Avengers, which earned a staggering $207.4 million this month a year ago. To shed some light on this, we spoke to local Kool Comics owner Andre D'Oliver to get his opinion on this cultural phenomenon.
I opened my company in 2002. It's Valdosta's leading comic book store, quite possibly Valdosta's only comic book store. I opened the store with a message. I wanted more people to enjoy this culture and to see it for what it is, just an enjoyment for art and reading. The popularity or the focus is on comic book movies. It should have came a long time ago. Realistically, when you think about it, comics probably inspire most directors or writers at some point in their life. So it was just a logical transition. Movies need to appeal to a broader audience. That means they have to step outside of the box, and then I'm all for it as long as it translates well.
And with a new slew of comic book movies coming to theaters this summer, it looks like the comic book craze is here to stay. With News Valdosta, I'm Alison Brooke.
This week, MetroOne Valdosta took a moment to honor the young professionals who keep our city progressing and running smoothly. These young leaders range from ages 21 to 40 and come from various backgrounds. News Valdosta's Joanne Ewell has more on the story.
This past Thursday, Metro Valdosta hosted the 4 Under 40 reception at the Cotton Corner located on North Ashley Street. The event's purpose was to recognize 4 young professionals under the age of 40.
We met here because I was actually nominated for one of the top 4 of the 40s candidates being nominated under leadership in Valdosta, Georgia. My job position in Valdosta, I'm currently a real estate broker for ERA Joiner Realty here in Valdosta, and I'm also the broker and the owner of Valdosta Sold Properties here in Valdosta. To be nominated, I'm very humble that someone thought enough of me as a role model to even nominate me.
The individuals were chosen from an elite pool of candidates representing the best and brightest of Valdosta's business, government, nonprofits, healthcare, arts, and more. Many came out to support this event, including Mayor John Gale, who presented the nominees with their awards.
The 4 Under 40 reception is MetroOne's way of nominating the 4 nominees from Valdosta that will represent Valdosta in the Georgia Trend magazine search for 40 Under 40, which will be announced in October of this year.
It's great to see the city of Valdosta honoring our young professionals.
If you would like to nominate someone under 40 for next year's 4 Under 40 reception, visit the MetroOne Valdosta website. We'll be here to cover it next year. For News Valdosta, I'm Joanne Ewell.
Finally, on this day in history, the U.S. Supreme Court made a unanimous decision in the Brown versus Board of Education of Topeka, ruling that racial segregation in public schools is unconstitutional. This historic decision brought an end to the federal toleration of racial segregation. It was based on Linda Brown, a young African-American girl who was denied admission to an elementary school in Topeka, Kansas, due to her skin color. This decision helped lead to the abolishment of racial segregation in public facilities.
Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Dave Barry.
And I'm Staci Bush. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.